confidentiality is from other party, my lord. I'm sorry, my lord, I am unable to convey the heart of the matter. My lord, if I donate to Congress, the Congress knows Tushar Mehta has donated.
Right, but you
My worry is
you don't want another party to know.
BJP should not know so that I don't get victimized. That's the purpose of confidentiality. How? Because we have to begin.
Mehta, in fact, why the trust scheme came into force. The idea behind the trust was that the trust may be of 5 or more than 5. The money will come into the trust. The trust will then distribute the money. So nobody knows. The companies will give instructions to the trust to give to A, B, or C party. But nobody knows which company has given that money. But what happened was 2013 scheme of the Election Commission made it mandatory to disclose which company is directed to give the payment. So that scheme virtually failed because of that. It had a contrary impact.
Yes, my lord, but still, as a matter
that's somebody's point of view. I'm not saying that's a right point of view or wrong point of view.
No, correct, my lord. But as a matter of fact, my lord, the trust scheme still continues. One can have trust, and the same system can be adopted. Few companies can gather together and create a trust. Trust is a misnomer. It's a Section 25 company. Nothing turns on that, but it is nomenclature is trust. Lord, but one fact, my lord, inadvertently, my lord, we admit that the moment the question of disclosure of the donor comes, the scheme fails. As, my lord, it failed in trust. Because that is the disincentive, my lord. The incentivizing factor for the purpose of paying by cash is, my lord, secrecy, the confidentiality. Secrecy and anonymity is a negative connotation. I am using the expression confidentiality. My lord, what I am submitting is that Honorable Finance Minister is also saying that we have started a process, may not be a foolproof process. But this is the experienced view of the lawmakers, that if this confidentiality is not ensured, people go to the earlier regime. But it is, if I want to disclose my identity, I can pay by check. It's not taken away. I don't have to go through this electoral bond scheme. I can still pay by RTGS, direct banking transfer, or through check. But then my identity would be disclosed. If I wish that to remain confidential, then electoral bond. But I have, very seriously, and I am bound to, considered, the concerns which your lordships have shown as custodian of fundamental rights of the citizens. And the government is proud about it, that your lordships are concerned. And my lord, I have some solutions, my lord, to offer, so that that concern also can be addressed. And your lordships would find the bona fides of the government that we really do not want to know who has donated whom what amount. Let the confidentiality remain complete, except under the court order. I'll say, my lord, as and when, my lord, that a part of the scheme comes.
But that, Mr. Solicitor, you know anyway who has donated what amount. The moment an electoral bond is tendered to a political party by a constituent,
the party would know.
The party knows it.
Correct, my lords. What the donor doesn't want is the other party should not know. My lord, kindly, my lord, appreciate the example which, my lord, which will be comfortable to Mr. Sibal. I'm just on the lighter side. Suppose, my lord, as a contractor, I donate to, say, Congress party. I don't want BJP to know because it might form a government in the next election.
I've forgotten I'm not in the Congress party.
You appear for a Congress person from Madhya Pradesh, and therefore I'm saying.
You are appearing for a government, you're not part of that party.
Absolutely not.
So I'm also not
part. No, I am just putting myself as a contractor.
That example I thought was a bit.
Yes. My learned friend's client is a leader of a Congress party.
That's all right.
In Madhya Pradesh. Therefore, I'm giving the example of Madhya Pradesh, and I'm saying that a contractor wants to donate to Congress would have an apprehension that BJP might continue to be in power, or vice versa. If he gives donation to the ruling party in Madhya Pradesh, he might have a element of fear that Congress might form the government. That confidentiality the donor wants to ensure. And that is not for me to judge. That is for the lawmakers to judge. And the lawmakers felt in the parliament that this is the most incentivized way of Lord, black money generation and black money payment in the political process. That's their view.
But what about the voters' right, as Justice Chagla has pointed out
My lord, let me conclude.
long years back?
My lord, that is a wider choice, my lord. But that would be a separate debate. My lord, voters' right, my lord, is to know what party gets what information. But I would not choose to vote for a particular party because Mr. X, the contractor, has given electoral contribution to a party. Well, that's an utopian dream. That's an idealistic dream. We have to formulate a policy based on practicalities involved. Well, otherwise, we will not be able to, my lord, your lordships have a very heavy responsibility on your lordships' shoulders. That is encouraging clean money to come into the system and discouraging those elements which compelled the people to use the black money. So, my lord, the transparency, democratic principles, right to know, etc., they are idealistic things and I bow down to those principles. But when we formulate a policy, we must formulate a policy, my lord, which balances purity of election is supreme over right to know. Voter votes not based upon which party is funded by whom. Voter votes based upon the ideology of the party, the principles of the party, the leadership of the party, the efficiency of the party, and how, my lord, the business houses vote, whether this party's government is giving me a sufficiently good environment to secure my investment. It's not always quid pro quo. As a businessman, I would choose that this party government, whenever it is formed, there is red tapeism, there is corruption, there is interference by the ministers, there is interference by the MLAs. As against that, X party, when it forms the government, it is policy-based decisions, not individual-based decisions. My investment is secured. There is a business-friendly environment, less red tapeism, and therefore I would like this government to be formed. And that's the business interest of every business owner. I'll read further, because the Honorable Finance Minister was also very categorical that we are not coming out with a foolproof scheme. There may be some lacunas here or there and we are ready to improve. It has to be borne in mind that impractical suggestions will not improve the cash domination system. They would only consolidate it. Lord, the words are, if I may use the expression, prophetic. That this is substantially we are trying to reduce the element of black money, clean money coming in the system. There may be lacunas. We are ready for suggestions. We are ready for improvement. But if the suggestions, as the Honorable Minister says, are not practical, it would defeat the object. Lord, your lordships may now kindly come to 25. I'll explain the scheme. And my lord, possibly, at least I will be able to satisfy your lordships to convey that bona fides of the government are writ large, and from one or two suggestions which I will make, your lordship's conscience would be satisfied that scheme is designed to ensure that the ruling party knows. It's not even the intention. The ruling party doesn't want. That's the stand of the government. Whoever is the ruling party should not know about any of the details which others are not knowing. Who donated, to whom, what amount, the ruling party should not know. And I will not point that out. And if necessary, my lord, I have some suggestion, my lord, which may, my lord, perhaps, my lord, subject to your lordship being satisfied, take care of your lordship's concerns.
Mr. Solicitor, is it your contention that under this scheme, the ruling party does not know who its donors are?
No. The party every party knows who their respective donors are.
Yes.
Yeah, my lord, the confidentiality is from other party, my lord. I'm sorry, my lord, I am unable to convey the heart of the matter. My lord, if I donate to Congress, the Congress knows Tushar Mehta has donated.
Right. But you
My worry is
don't want another party to know.
BJP should not know so that I don't get victimized. That's the purpose of confidentiality. My lord, technically I can say, my lord, Mr. Bhushan has given this example, that even ruling party can, any party, my lord, why ruling party, any party can feign ignorance. that somebody came and in my Dropbox not in the digital sense, in the ballot box, in the postal box, there was an envelope. An envelope contained 100 crores. Nobody donates like this. We give money like this only in pilgrimages. We don't, people would not donate, my lord, anonymously. In Srinathji, my lord, people would donate 100 crores without any name. It would be an anonymous donation because that is, Tirumala. That's what I'm saying. But that is, my lord, again, idealistic way. Practically, the party.
Even that is not idealistic. Because the assumption is that the Almighty knows who has put money in the hundu.
Your Lordship, I bow down, my lord. There is no confidentiality. My lord, even the person also knows why he is donating. That is reflection of the fact that there is a line in Ganges for, my lord, because they know कि बहुत पाप किए धोना जाना पड़ेगा. So people also know that. But, my lord, the party who receives knows who has given. That you can never, my lord, come out of. There cannot be any system where the donor and donee each other would not know.
But then, so Tushar Mehta, if this is so, why not make everything open?
But, my lord, then the purpose is defeated. As I, my lord,
As it is, everybody knows about, or partly knows about it, partly they know about it. Only person who is being deprived is the voter. Your contention that the voters do not have the right to know after the number of decisions of this court. Maybe slightly difficult.
No, my lord, voter, my lord.
Because they would know that they should know.
Then I bow down and we go back to, my lord, the earlier policy. That's the only answer.